Hey, what's good, everybody? My name is Anthony, and I'm pretty sure you already know that if you're watching this. So, thank you, first of all, for joining. I've been trying to do a little bit here and there just to get my own platform, my own content put out. So, I'm finally inching towards the right direction. So, one of the things that's been a topic has been Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, today, the Dallas Police Department, they put out that they actually had an arrest warrant out. If you've been following the situation, of course, there was that multi-car collision on the highway in the middle of the daytime. And there's been a lot of speculation going on, like from national media, from everywhere. And then I do want to say everybody's kind of overreacting. These warrants that were announced didn't help the situation because the Chiefs, they got their history with Andy Reid's son. Go look into that if you haven't heard about that. They have that situation going on with the traffic. They had Kareem Hunt. They had Tyreek Hill and Rashee Rice. His traffic violation did not make anything better, especially whenever you look at them. They just won 2 Super Bowls in a row, and he played a key role in this most recent Super Bowl. So the first thing I wanted to do, which is why it took a long time for me to really talk about it, was I did not want to speculate without knowing all the facts. There was a lot going on. Everybody was saying a lot, and I didn't want to throw any negativity in the way if it was just lies, if it was not facts. And that's something that you just got to do. I mean, it's that era where everybody loves to throw their opinion out on social media. But so that was the first thing I wanted to do, is make sure that I was just not jumping in without knowing all the facts. Now we know there was a statement put out by legal representation by Rashee Rice. There was that. His statement that he put out on social media, he has now taken accountability. He was the driver. We know that now. And there's other facts as well that have come out, such as it was under his name. The vehicle was under his name. And but now also Dallas Police Department. Let me go ahead and throw this up on the screen here. The Dallas Police Department, they announced finally that they have an arrest out, at least an arrest warrant. Let me make sure I put that warrant. They have that out now for Rashee Rice. And there was no way to get around that. But I was shocked to see this right here. They have 8 counts. So there's 8 counts. Aggravated assault, collision. Look at that. Collision including serious bodily injury. And then also 6 counts of collision involving injury. But when you look a little bit further, which I always knew, but I wanted to make sure they all came out first, was the crash left 4 people with minor injuries. And that came straight from the police department. So I don't know why this serious bodily injury is being charged. And I think that's just because whenever you have a high profile person, you can definitely shoot for the stars, and then it's going to get pleaded down at some point. So if it's even a possibility of someone being seriously hurt, they're going to throw that on there. And I can't blame them for that. Now, with that being said, I do think that's going to get pled down from Rashee Rice's side of things. So I think what made it worse is the fact that he did leave. So in a way, they're trying to make sure, I think also, that they charge him with things that are actually going to be things that might stick. You don't want to just throw things out there and even be jail time whenever you know that's not a possibility, honestly. So I think it was crazy, but that we now have the official statement. And NFL reporter Josina Anderson, she tweeted out that he's expected to be turning himself in. And that's a good move. He's going to do that. And it seemed like he was cooperating. So I don't know why this bombshell came out today, and you might be looking at this tomorrow. So it was yesterday, whenever that news came out, April the 10th, from Dallas Police Department. So overall, Rashee Rice, he's young and dumb. And my thoughts is you got to get rid of your crew, man. That old crew that you got, your boys, that's going to be doing all that hee and egging you on. Yeah, do this, do that. You the man. Anything goes down, you see the first thing that happened whenever everything was announced. Police was looking for Rashee Rice. They wasn't looking for nobody else. And that's something that you're a young dude. You're young and dumb. And I don't know what else to say about that. Just you got to cut out your crew, or at least get better people around you. I'm not saying that you got to completely isolate yourself from them, but get rid of all the negativity, anybody that could possibly even jeopardize your career. You're the dude now, on the cusp of stardom. Like, for real, you just won a Super Bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of this really quick because that's crazy. But it's what happened. The arrest warrants were announced, and that's what Dallas Police Department threw out there for Rashee Rice. So for Kansas City, where do they go from here? First and foremost, that Hollywood Brown signing looks better and better by the day, like by the minute, honestly. So it's somebody who's getting a lot of work in with Patrick Mahomes, and he's on a 1-year prove-it deal. I think he's got the best quarterback, obviously, that he's had throughout his career. He's played with Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, who are athletic, feet first type of quarterbacks. Now you got the best quarterback in the league who's going to bring the best out of you. And it's a signing that's got an element to it that we can actually be okay whenever you're looking at the Chiefs' perspective of things. They can be okay now. They've done it in the past. They won 2 Super Bowls right away without Tyreek Hill. So just having Hollywood Brown there, it's nothing but beneficial to Andy Reid, to Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, who may not be getting double teamed, and he's older, so he can't handle all that now. And for Rashee Rice, what it sounds like is that he took accountability, even if he didn't do it right away. The first thing, he didn't lie. So I want to give kudos to Rashee Rice on that end of things. We saw what happened, as I mentioned before, with Kareem Hunt. He lied to the organization, and he got the boot. Like, Kareem Hunt, talented player, he got the boot. It just is what it is. If Andy Reid, Brett Veach, Clark Hunt, if they can't trust you, what are they supposed to do? You got to get out and see your way out the door. So Tyreek Hill, on the other hand, he was honest, even though he had a lot of things going against him, even before he was drafted and while he was in Kansas City. I believe he was honest with the organization, which is why they stuck with him. And that's something I feel like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, those guys who were there for Kareem Hunt, probably told Rashee, like, yo, man, just be honest, be real. It can only help you even though it sucks. And that advice was good. Hopefully he takes that to heart and actually makes changes going forward. As I mentioned before, he's on the cusp of stardom. Like, he was the #1 receiver going in to 2024 for the defending 2-time Super Bowl champions with Patrick Mahomes, who was leaning on you. So it's got to be a reality check. No way around it. You should not be out here just racing and having whatever allegations of substances with you. You should not have anything negative going around you whatsoever. Get a fall guy if you need to, but you are the dude. Cut those people out. Don't even have it around you. You're going to be risking it all, literally. if you go down for anything else. So he needs to be squeaky clean going forward. The worst case scenario did not happen. There were only minor injuries, which is great. So that's the first thing I want to point out is there were minor injuries again. Second thing I want to point out, he was young and dumb. That's the facts. The third thing I want to point out is hopefully this is a reality check. He gets all of his people around him checking the right boxes. Anybody who's a negative, get them out. Like, they got to respect it. If they're really there for you, they would understand. Like, kick them out of your life for now, or at least, we can be cool, but I ain't hanging out with you. Everybody's got to do that at some point in their life. So, Rashee Rice, it's that time for you to do that now, my man. Overall, in the big picture, the NFL, Kansas City especially, because they've got a history of this now. This is not looking good for the Chiefs. But the NFL, Mike Florio, I heard him say this, where teams have to be drilling that in these rookies right away. As soon as they come to the door, show them pictures, show them stories of people that they may be close to, or even just young players in the NFL who have, like Henry Ruggs, that situation, Rashee Rice. Even though the worst didn't happen, you don't need to have any of that in your life. I heard Shannon Sharp talking about Derek Thomas, which should land home for a lot of Chiefs fans out there. That was a situation where even Shannon Sharp was like, man, that's somebody I know. I got to get myself together. Drive with a seatbelt, no racing, and it's just things like that. When you realize it can actually happen to you, you're not invincible. That's when you start thinking, all right, it's a reality check. So teams also have to do their part and let these rookies know that they're not invincible either. Things bad can happen in an instant. So you might not think it will because you're on top of the world. You got all the money. You got all the people around you who are yes men. That teams need to do better at setting the standard as well. As soon as you come into the NFL, you are an adult now. You're going to be catching these adult charges. So the NFL, what I'm hoping they do for punishment, which they're going to wait until all the legal things play out, I'm pretty sure. I doubt he'll be suspended indefinitely because, once again, nobody was seriously hurt and he's taking accountability. So I think they'll let that play out, and nobody really knows. It's just a lot of speculation. I feel like he'll probably get anywhere between a two-game suspension on the low end and probably maybe even up to 8 games on the high end of things. So he might be suspended for that first third of the season. I don't know. I think the league might end up doing something crazy and try to get the Chiefs to lose Rashee Rice at the end of the year. So they might let it all play out. And then as the Chiefs are going and fighting for postseason position, they'll go ahead and hit them with this big suspension. And I hope that doesn't happen, but we've seen it happen in the past. I believe it was Willie Gay who, whenever he had his issues going on, they waited and then suspended him. And that seemed to happen. I feel like every team may feel like they're always attacked by the league, but it happened. And the Chiefs, they're on top of the world. So everything is a magnifying glass on them right now. Rashee Rice has to understand that. You're the dude. Everybody's going to be looking at you. It was his name thrown out first. His pictures that were surfacing online, not just at the accident, but whenever he was fleeing earlier in the day. Everybody knows who you are, dude. You are not invincible. So it's a reality check. I really hope he learns from this. If more things come out, I'll be happy to talk about it some more. But I just didn't want to jump the gun or beat this guy down because he's a young dude who made a mistake, a big mistake, but it happens. Hopefully he learns from it.